So listen, Tabitha is back with a response to all the backlash from her last video. You know, the one where she said, if your business ain't working, it's okay to go get a job.
Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And that doesn't mean it's not for you, but right now, these last few months, few years, you know what I'm talking about. Baby, it ain't been working for you, okay? And you're doing a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, you done got yourself in some mess, and it's time for you to get a job. You hear me? You just gonna need to get a job for a little while.
That video had people talking. Some folks felt like she was being honest and speaking from experience. Others felt like she was out of touch or didn't understand the struggle that a lot of us are facing right now, especially when it comes to the job market and trying to build something for ourselves. Now, in this new video, Tabitha clears the air. She explains what she really meant, that working a job while you're chasing your dreams doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're doing what you need to do until your vision starts making money. She says a lot of people misunderstood her words, and she wants to set the record straight.
Hello there, honey. Y'all all right? So listen real quick. Last night I did a video and I was talking to my entrepreneurial spirits and my entrepreneurs, okay? And the word was, honey, it's time to get a little job, okay? Because you ain't got no income coming in. And some folks got upset about that. But let's talk about it, all right? First and foremost, I ain't never going to tell somebody to give up on their dreams. Never. For the last 8 years, I have publicly shared my journey that I worked while I waited, right? You can have a dream, you can have a goal, you can have a vision that God has given you, and you can still have a job while pursuing it. Do you understand? See, I'm talking to the people who burnt all their bridges up. Baby, you have burnt all your bridges because you refuse to get a little side hustle or a job to have income coming in while pursuing your passion and your dream. I'm not talking about the people who are trying to get jobs. I'm not talking about the people who you do have a little, job and things are still hard. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people who are just like, I ain't gonna get no job. I'm gonna just ask such and such for the money, or I'm gonna do this and this to get the money, instead of trying to literally work while pursuing. Do you understand? I'm talking to the people who just have decided that working is beneath them. That's who I'm talking to. Okay? You know who you are. I'm not talking to the people who, like, Tab, I didn't try to get a job. Baby, the key word is tried. I'm talking to the people who ain't trying. They know who they are. And you know who they are. Okay? We can still pursue our passion and our dreams while working a temporary job that will help us get there. But what we shouldn't do is hurt our family, our friends. We shouldn't burn all our bridges and relationships because we believe so wholeheartedly that that work is beneath us because we have this vision. Baby, we all got good vision. But sometimes, honey, you're going to have to go and get a little job for a little while so you got a little money coming in so you can pay your own bills while you're still pursuing your dream and your passion. Nothing is wrong with a job, especially if you know without the shadow of a doubt that your vision, your dream, God gave it to you and you see it so clear. If you know that, baby, then you know that a job is temporary. I'm just doing this right now, honey, because I know my thing going to hit. It's going to hit. Work while you wait on it to hit. Work while you pursue that thing. Stop burning them bridges. Stop thinking that a little job is beneath you. It's not. We can all work while we wait. I pursue my dreams. I still pursue them. Okay, I'm still pursuing. But for over 25 years, right? I pursued my dreams while working jobs that had nothing to do with my dreams. Call centers, staffing agencies, which is temporary employment, nursing homes. I was a caregiver. I worked in retail, Macy's, contract manufacturing, shipping, UPS, fast food. I did court call. I did so many odd jobs because I had responsibilities. Children. I had a husband who is my partner, right? How dare I leave him out to dry, right? I got this dream. I got it. I see it. It's clear, babe. That's what I would tell him. But I also went to work, honey. And I would work jobs for a little while and quit. But I would make sure that I had money to help pay them bills, right? I won't never out here just not having no money coming in because I had this dream. I still always kept a little job or a little side hustle to make sure I could pay my bills while pursuing my passion. Baby, now I would be at work, okay, talking about, oh, I got to go do this doctor's appointment and go to an audition. Now, I done told them many lies. That was part of my hustle. But I still showed up to work. I still went on back and clocked on in, okay? You name it, Tabitha about did it. While I pursued acting, while I pursued entertainment. Baby, drove Uber. Thank God I did. Because I did a video while sitting in my car from driving Uber that went viral and changed my life. Sometimes you getting a job is the door that the Lord is waiting to open for you to get to your dream. So don't think that a job is beneath you. It's not. It may just be part of your journey. And that's okay. Just stay locked in. Keep believing. Like, my plan A is going to work. But ain't nothing wrong with you working while you wait on it to happen. Okay? Two things can be true. Working while you wait. You can still pursue the dream while you work. All right. That's it. I love you, honey. Now keep dreaming big. But also, get you a little job. Get a little money coming in. A little side hustle ain't never hurt nobody. Okay? Get them bills paid. Get them bills paid. Stop tearing up them relationships. You can figure this out. Okay? That's it. I love you. All right? And I want you to go on about your business, baby. And have yourself a good day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Quick question. If you needed advice on something, don't you think that the best person to give you that advice would be somebody who was in that position that you were in, but is now in a position that you want to be in? Then why do y'all have a problem with Tabitha Brown? People have this like kink of like exaltation and then crucifixion of people. But also, not even just that, they have this thing of where they don't like you and they don't have proof as to why they don't like you, and not enough people around them are not liking you, and so they keep it to themselves until more people come forward with not liking you, and then they'll say, oh, well, you know, I never really liked her from the beginning, even though this person has done nothing to you, has done nothing but use their platform for good, to help, has done nothing but told their story, has done nothing but encourage people.
Imagine in 2002 when Tabitha started out acting or stand up or interviewing people that told her to get a fucking job. She was able to do what she wanted to do because her husband was a cop. You know what I'm saying? And I think Tabitha didn't really hit the big leagues until 2016, 2017, when she was sitting in her car eating a sandwich from Whole Foods. Y'all can't get mad if people do not agree with her ass. I'm just saying, you know.
When Tabitha Brown said, get a job, she wasn't canceling your vision. She was canceling your ego. Internet said Tabitha Brown was too harsh. But let me ask you this. How can you pour into your dream if your cup is empty? You can't. And the real issue isn't Tabitha Brown's words. It's your fear. It's your fear that, oh my gosh, if I go get that job, I may never go back and get my dream. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil.
This Tabitha Brown and get a job situation is the reason why when I debate people, I always ask them, what did you hear versus what I said? Because I watched that video back and there is no way y'all really getting upset about what she said. Because I'm going to tell y'all, what a lot of y'all heard was black women need to get a job. That's what a lot of y'all heard. But what she said was, if you're an entrepreneur, and your business ain't doing that good. You know, you got great ideas, but the follow through just ain't great. You know, you're not turning a profit. It might be time for you to get a job. Things have been crazy this last couple years. Y'all know why. Y'all know this stuff is going on. It might be time for you to go ahead and get a 9-to-5 and be able to put some food on the table and pay some bills. That's what she said.
Okay, now what I'm about to say, it may piss some people off. It may help some people. She wasn't wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why she wasn't wrong. I see both sides of it, because I am a person who didn't have a job for a couple years, and I was not, let me see what the word I want to say is, I wasn't structured enough for entrepreneurship at the time. I spent my 2 years, well, year and a half at home, laying around in the bed, woe it's me, planning, but there was no execution. So you know what I did when bills started backing up, and I realized, like, okay, either I'm going to lose this roof over my head or I'm going to do something about it. I went back to work and I got a job.
And another thing, I just had to go on this video real quick and ask y'all, what in the world is going on? Tab, if you need people to understand what you were saying, I'm one of those people. I'm an entrepreneur that works and runs my own storefront. It's called BDv&x Computers and Beauty Store, BDv&x.com. But anyway, stay focused, like Tab said. Okay, so why are people getting mad at her saying work a job until you don't have to work a job? That ain't hard to understand. Y'all just want to get mad at anything. She is literally saying work until you don't have to work anymore. And that is so easy to see.
But y'all have completely changed it into something else that didn't even fly out her lips. And I need y'all to be honest with yourself. Y'all still mad about Target. Be real with yourself. You still mad about what she said about the Target situation. And that's what you're beefing with. Because ain't no way you heard what she said and then y'all took it and just made it something that it wasn't that. And like, you gotta chill out, okay? And this is the reason why when folks say, oh, we need a village, it's the reason why a village don't work. Because when you got someone like Tab who's trying to talk to you, Tab, that rich auntie that done been in the world, that used to struggle before, but she found a way to make it work, and she trying to give you advice on how to do what you need to do, y'all want to just start comping attitudes. Y'all didn't want to start being mad and mean and doing something else. She trying to tell you. She giving you the juice. She giving you the game. This auntie trying to talk to you, and y'all saying, auntie, shut up. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
And then y'all will say, well, you know, it's not the message, it's the messenger. And I call BS. Because y'all have used that to justify your reasoning for not liking people or saying the messy or mean things you say about them, but it's also to hide your jealousy and your envy. Because what I do know for sure is that if you were stuck somewhere that had flooded tremendously, so much so that you had to stand on your roof and wait for help, and the only help that could come was somebody that you didn't like, and that person came by and said, hey, do you need help? I guarantee you would have tucked away whatever transgressions you had against them in the form of an opinion, and you would have said, yes, I do, thank you, and found a foot, one by one, step by step, onto that boat to safety. It wouldn't have mattered who the messenger was. It wouldn't have mattered who the help was, because you knew if you would have stayed where you was going to die there.
Now, the reason I said I see both sides of it is because these jobs ain't shit. These jobs don't pay a livable wage. These jobs don't pay you enough to even survive, and they take up too much of your time, which is something I'm currently going through right now with the current job that I have. I don't know what's going on with it. However, I'm at work for 9 hours a day, if you include lunch, and by the time I get off, I don't have no energy to try to work on my business. I'm literally get off work, help my kids with homework, feed them, bathe them. It's time to go back to bed. So when you work a 9 to 5, that take away from you following your dreams. So I see both sides of it. Get a job, you know, and work that job and try to follow your dream. But at the same time, the job may take up too much of your time.
Shit, take my ass. I've been blogging since 2006. I just hit a lick in 2025, 24. It's been a long time. But, you know, I also had a full-time job, you know, and things like that. But I wasn't always online telling people what I was going through. You get what I'm saying to you? Matter of fact, I've had 3 and 4 jobs at one time. That's why I don't understand what the Tabitha talking about. People have more than one stream of income. I just think she was out of touch, in my opinion. Shit, I flip furniture for a living. I've been doing that for years. Nobody know that. On top of being an accountant. Nobody knew that. All types of gigs. People have gigs they do. You understand what I'm saying? Tabitha doesn't know everything. I took this and made it this. I had a full-time job, this, doing notary, and doing people books.
But I'm going to give you 4 reasons why Tabitha's words, what she said, can actually save your dream. So just go ahead and save this and share this with your bestie, especially if you got a bestie that's kind of like, been on the grind, getting our business up, and maybe things have been a little tough. This is something that I definitely believe she could tap into, tune into, and really change the whole trajectory of her life and yours too. Reason number one why Tabitha's advice can actually save your dream instead of strangle it is a job gives you breathing room. You can't create in survival mode. Worrying about bills strangles your creativity. Job put foods on the table so your dream can breathe. Stop seeing a paycheck as a prison and see it as the oxygen mask that keeps you alive as you build. The second reason why Tabitha's advice can actually save your dream is that it funds your vision. Hello, dreams cost money. Websites, marketing, equipment, training, people helping you to do what you need to do. See your 9 to 5 as your private investor in the company, your own individual Shark Tank, as it were. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up your dream account. See, while you working, you also going to be funding your freedom, because every piece of that check that you can siphon off and put into your dream account, listen, we're not working forever, but we're going to get on our feet. What's so wrong with that, y'all?
You have to figure out what works for you. It's a lady that I follow, Papa's ice cream truck. She worked part-time at an airport because she knows she needed to travel for her business and she get free flights. Maybe that's something you can do. Find a part-time job that'll help you with your bills, but does not take up too much of your time that you can't work on your hustle and your entrepreneur business that you want to start. You get what I'm saying? You got to have a balance of both. Like right now, y'all know me and my job ain't doing what it need to do. However, I have several hustles. I'm already monetized on social media and I'm already making my paycheck on social media. Plus I do hair, I coach people on how to grow their platforms, and I also have a clothing line. Beyond Normal is my brand. So with that being said, I worked the job until the job no longer suited me and it was taking up too much of my time for my business. Now I'm home editing my videos, doing what I need to do for my business.
The third reason why Tabitha's advice can actually save your dream is because a job sharpens your discipline. Now y'all can argue with me, you can say whatever you want to say, but for some reason we can get to the job on time, put in our 8 hours, handle our business, and then get off. Can you do that for yourself? Structure and consistency are muscles. A job is going to teach you time management, discipline, and focus. And let's be clear, sometimes when you're working for yourself, you're a little shaky in that area. Let's just tell the truth now. Fourth reason why Tabitha's advice can actually save your dream is that a job protects your peace. Poverty and pressure will make you compromise your dream just to survive. Stability protects you from making desperate decisions. Choose peace over pride. Say, I'm not failing, I'm refueling. Job is temporary. Your destiny is permanent. But you can't get there with all the stress and the mess that comes from being uncertain, not really knowing how it's going to work out. Get your money up, stack your chips, and let's revisit this whole thing.
I work 2-3 jobs until I don't have to work anymore. I have my storefront. I work a full-time job. I drive sometime. I drive and deliver, dash, door. I do all of the things. That ain't hard to understand. Tab trying to get in the blueprint, but you don't want to hear it. Why are you back?
That's why villages don't work no more. They don't want to listen to the elders when they're actually trying to talk and tell you something. Don't think I forgot how y'all went off on Felicia Rashad of all people. But anyway, like I said, this is why look, what did you hear? What did you hear? Because I have learned way too many times what I said versus what you heard were two different things. And we need to figure out that miscommunication so that way we can get back on track and have a real conversation about what's going on.
I think that who the messenger is qualifies them to tell you that information. But see, we're in a scam type of space now. Y'all run to scammers. Y'all want to hear from scammers. And then y'all also want to come to TikTok and say, TikTok, do your thing when y'all get scammed and y'all want y'all money back. You'd rather hear from people who actually did not do it than you would people who did do it. And you need to search your soul and find out why that irritates it so much. And I guarantee you're going to find a hidden bag of envy and jealousy. Y'all will take the word of somebody who's been scamming in a second, buy the course in a minute. But when somebody tells you their story, tells you the truth, tells you the actual process that goes into things, you can't bear it. You're offended. Blasphemy. How dare she? Who does she think she is? She can say that from there because her bills is paid. No, she can say that from there because it was the time her bills wasn't paid. You don't know that lady bills now. A lot of y'all are stuck, and you will be stuck, and you will be miserable because you don't actually want to change. You just want to talk about it. You just want to get in a group chat and get amongst your friends who are also in the same situation, who will tell you, girl, you know what? Don't worry about what she's saying. I see you working hard. You are doing your best. And that is why you still in the same position. You want coddling, hugs, and cocktails while you talk about why your life still ain't moved past the idea. When you really need to be in somebody's seat, when you really need to be watching somebody's video where it feels like, ouch, to hear it. That Kool-Aid conversation ain't helping you. Now, can you hear it from me? I'm not Tabitha Brown. I'm somebody, but I ain't Tabitha. I ain't got our bridge yet. Can you hear it here? Can you hear it here? She trying to help y'all. I have never had a problem with a hard message when I wanted to change. I was all ears and no lip. Because I knew I was already in a position I didn't want to be in. And I knew the person talking to me was on the other side of it. And I had wisdom enough to know it didn't matter who was saying it. I needed the information. But some of y'all in a pit, your life in the pits of hell. And you got the nerve to say, well, it depends on who says it to me. And they got to come to me the right way. And I hope that arrogance and that ego pays your bills. Because it's going to do nothing for your soul.